Welcome to class. We'll begin lying down. During class, you will need a pillow or a blanket, a thick blanket, something that can support you. So once you're set, then start laying down. Make sure the lower back is firmly planted on the ground. And then begin to hug the knees into the chest. Start to massage the spine on the ground here. Feel some compression in the hip flexors. And then begin to grab for the outer blade of the right foot, half happy baby. The left knee can stay bent, or you can extend the left leg down. It's okay if it feels tight. We're just starting here. So the left hip flexor might be tight as well as the right. Be gentle with yourself here. You can take the right forearm under the right knee if you'd like to. We're holding this pose for 2 minutes and your time has already started. Notice if, as the time goes on, your left leg can relax a little bit more. Notice if the right knee can sink down closer to the ground and on the outside of your rib cage. Allow the shoulders to relax too. Keep breathing. Feeling all the sensations that are occurring. And begin to hug the right knee into the chest. Pause here. Point and flex the foot if that feels good. Then begin to bring the left knee in, cross the right ankle over the left knee for reclined figure 4. You can have the hands wrapped around the left knee, bringing the thigh closer toward the chest. Keep flexing both feet. If you'd like to keep the left foot on the ground, that's perfectly fine. You may want to extend the left leg straight up. Again, find a place where you can sustain this for 2 minutes. And your time has already started. We keep both feet flexed to protect the knee joints here. Focus on the breath if this is feeling difficult for you. Notice if you're feeling fatigue in the shoulders, the hips, anywhere, just notice. Then begin to slowly lower your feet back down. Extend the legs in front of you. Take a second. A reset. And then hug the knees into the chest. Half happy baby on the left side. Again, you can grab under the knee with the forearm or grab for the blade edge of the foot. Right knee can be bent or extended in front of you. Take some long breaths here. And begin to release. Hug the knees into the chest. Point and flex the foot. And set up for your reclined figure 4 on this side. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Stay there. Or you can begin to wrap your hands around the right knee, bringing the right knee in toward the chest. Keep flexing both feet. Settle in for your 2-minute hold. If you'd like to, you can extend the legs straight up to the sky. Try to relax. If this is uncomfortable, just focus on the breath. You're only getting closer to this feeling better and the relief that will come. We're nearly there. Slowly begin to bring yourself back. Extend the legs in front of you again here to release. Take a breath. Notice how you feel. Reach the arms above the head. And begin to shift yourself so your feet will come all the way over to the left corner of the mat and the hands all the way over to the left corner of the mat. So you're in a banana shape here. If you have space, you might be able to cross the right ankle over the left. And you can also grab for your right wrist with your left hand so you're pulling yourself closer to a C curve in the spine. Or a crescent moon shape, a banana shape, whichever metaphor you prefer. You'll feel a deep opening here in the right side of your body. Begin to slowly bring yourself back toward the center. Allow the spine to be neutral, the shoulders to be neutral, the legs to be neutral. And then move over to the right side. And grab the left wrist with the right hand. Maybe cross left ankle over right. Breathe into the sensations in the left side body. Begin to slowly move back toward the center and take a few rock and rolls up and down the spine until you make your way all the way up to a seated position. Begin to take your feet into a diamond position, bending the knees, feet slightly above where they would be in butterfly. And once you get there, you can start to take the arms under the calves and then begin to release the head down. The more that you walk your hands under your legs, the more sensation you'll feel. Go only as far as you can. Hold this for an extended period of time. So we're here for 2 minutes and your time has already started. Feel the lower back open, as well as the opening in the hips. Shoulders too. Long, deep breaths. Notice the compression that's happening in the organs. Keep breathing. So we're working opening, doing these poses before to work into our hero's pose, which will be our peak pose. So all of these things that we're doing is leading up to our hero's pose. Requires a lot of opening in the back, the knees, the hips, the quads. Begin to slowly start to come up. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Take some circles if that feels good. And then we'll start to set up for our half hero. So if you have your pillow, you can take that behind you. You might want to prop it up on something. And we'll begin with having the right leg extended and bringing the left foot behind you. So you want all 5 of the toes on the left foot to be touching the ground. And first, we'll begin to fold forward here over that right shin. If this bothers the knee or the ankle on the left side, then you can take the left foot on the inside of the right leg, like a seated tree pose. Otherwise, we'll stay here. If at any point you need to come out of this because it's bothering your knee, please do so. Keep sending the chest forward. These longer holds, it's okay for the back to round because we're working to the fascia and holding for an extended period of time. So trying to yield. So we go into that passively. And begin to slowly start to lift up. From here, we'll begin to recline back. So keeping the legs where they are, start to come down to the palms, maybe the forearms, maybe the blanket. You may be able to come all the way down to your back. Just be mindful of where you're at, where you need to be. Don't push past because we will be here for an extended period of time. So there's a back bend that's also going on here too. If you feel any pinching in your back, then be mindful of that. As the time goes on, you might be able to go deeper. Just don't force anything. You want to be able to breathe wherever you are. Begin to slowly start to press yourself back up and gently remove the left foot from behind you. Take a second to bounce out the knees, let everything come back to neutral. Adjust anything that you need to. And then we'll go into the other side. So the left leg extended, right foot behind you. Try to keep all 5 toes on the ground here, or touching the ground on the right foot. We'll begin to fold forward first here. Letting the back round. Relaxing, feeling the stretch in the hamstring here on the left side, the quad on the right side. Notice how this side feels different than the other side. Deep breaths. Begin to slowly start to come back up to neutral and prepare to come down, reclining here, legs staying where they are. First to the palms, and maybe down to the forearms or your pillow. You also don't have to come down at all. Breathe here. We're almost there. Begin to slowly come back up. Take your time and gently release the right leg. So you're back into the center. Take a moment to circle out the ankles, maybe bounce the knees, and just fold forward here for a few breaths, letting the back bend in the opposite direction. Gentle fold doesn't have to be the deepest one you've ever done. Relax the head, the neck and shoulders. Imagine your breath expanding your backside body. Lengthening your hamstrings. Lengthening the neck. Filling you up with energy. How can you become more relaxed here? More at ease? Begin to slowly come back up. So here we'll start to set up for our full hero, so our peak pose here today. You can begin, so step one would be just to sit on a pillow. So your seat will be in between your calves. You can build a fort for yourself, kind of like a fort, having a book or a block. Make the part where you would lay the bolster or pillow a little higher to rest your head on. You can have multiple pillows here. I'm going to do that. And then you begin to sit so that your butt is in between the calves. The back of your pillow should be right at the sacrum. And then you just start to lay down. And go slowly here. Again, you might not need as much support. Just want to be reclined. You can always, if this isn't working for you, sit with your hips on your heels. If you can, if you have space, you might be able to do this without pillows and lay all the way down on your back. Regardless, there's a lot going on here. In the knees, the ankles, the back. So if you're feeling this in the back a lot, see if you can engage the belly and then think about lifting the kneecaps so that your quads are doing the work here, relieving some of that pressure that's on your back. Also, having your head supported will help you. We're going to be here for over 2 minutes and our time has already started, so just so you know how long we'll be here. Try to settle in, yield to what's happening. Calm the mind. Focus on your inhales and exhales. You've got this. And we made it. Come all the way back up nice and slowly. Can circle the hips. Extend the legs behind you. Work out the ankles, feet. Do whatever feels good. Just take some time here, taking your time, slowly bringing movement back into the body. Maybe coming up onto the balls of the feet, stretching out the ankles, the backs of the heels, the calves. And then begin to come into downward facing dog. This is a nice counter to all that we just did. Take a breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. Do that as many times as you'd like to. Maybe shake the head yes and no. And then slowly start to come down to the knees. We'll set up in 90 legs. So you can have your pillows nearby, your bolster, blanket, whatever you have. And then we'll start with the right shin parallel to the top of where you're sitting. And then have your pillow come right by your right hip. And we're going to twist over. So draping yourself on your pillows. The right cheek can be down on whatever you're resting on, or for more of a twist, the left. And once you feel more comfortable here, you might be able to go a little bit deeper. But we just want this to be relaxing. Feel the hips opening and a nice twist in your torso. Nice and restorative after our hero's pose. With your head resting on something, hopefully you can relax. Try to deepen your exhales if you can. And slowly start to press yourself back up. And then we'll go into the other side. So the left shin parallel to the top. Your support coming right off of that left hip. And then begin to fold yourself over. Either resting the left cheek on your pillow, or for more of a twist, the right. How can you become more relaxed here? Whether it's mentally or physically. Begin to slowly start to come back up and toward the center. And we'll start to take our legs up the wall here. So if you have a wall nearby, start to scoot yourself as close to the wall as you can, and then bring the legs straight up, resting on the wall. Arms can be out to a T or above the head. And first, let's spread the legs. Feeling a sensation here, opening the inner thighs, the outer hips. And just breathe. And then begin to bring the legs back toward the center. Again, take any variation that you'd like to with the arms. Reversing the blood flow is really good for us. It allows the heart to have a break. Stay here relaxing as long as you can. Thank you so much. Namaste.